Cloud. Great. Hi, Renee.
Hi, Jennifer.
Oh, it's so good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. And I knew you were going to be one of the people that I wanted to ask once you had finished going through the program, because watching you go through the program was, well, a few things. It was so nice getting to know you, and just seeing so many changes happen for you was pretty amazing. So I guess the first question is, if you can tell me, what are some of the reasons why you joined the program?
Sure. I think the day that we spoke was like the perfect example of why I needed to join the program the first time we talked, when I did my little inquiry call with you. I'd
Yeah.
had a terrible headache. I was suffering from a lot of pain that was hormonally related. And I was spread so thin that I wasn't even cooking a meal for myself. I was not taking any kind of personal care. I was solely focused on taking care of my son, who is autistic, and he's 7, so he's still a little guy, but I had just lost all ability to care for my body, and my body was showing me that I was not taking any care for it. So I had tried all kinds of different things, and I was really in a desperate state, and I found you and we spoke. So I was really in search of some relief and some advice and just some guidance on how to get better.
And I remember that call. You're not even the same person, Renee, as that call, like not even close. I saw the change happen, and you were experiencing a lot of physical pain with menstrual cycles and all sorts of things, exhaustion. And it was so nice to have you come into the program with an open mind, and you just went through the steps. And just like everyone else, things start to balance, right? They just start to balance. And to see that happen for you was so cool, I must say. Like like you had debilitating headaches, debilitating menstrual cramps. It's no understatement, debilitating.
Mhm. I couldn't even leave my house sometimes for days because my flow was so heavy and my pain was so much, and I was so weak really in my
Yeah.
body and in my spirit too. I had made a lot of changes in my life which were good, but I was sort of at a tipping point, I would say. Things were either going to get better or they were going to get a lot worse. And I felt I guess I really just felt very desperate. But after, I didn't even think I could do the program. I remember when we spoke, I thought, I at that point I didn't even like take time to have an alone shower unless my husband was home with my son. So I didn't know how I was ever going to carve out even the time to do the program or join the calls. But because of your program and because of your presence and because of how much it resonated, my whole life changed. I'm going to get emotional about this because I found the time to do the program. I found the time to do the calls, and I found the time to take care of myself and to better take care of my son through your program only. I mean, that it has been the one thing in my life that I have done that has created the most help and the most peace and the most promise in my life.
Mm.
Period. I mean, by far.
I knew I should have got the box of Kleenex for
I
this
know
interview.
I'm just gonna use my hand, which this is me.
Yeah, no, as I was getting ready for this interview, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna cry. I just know it. I just know it. And because you're just so honest, and the changes were so drastic in your life. Um, I guess this is a question a little bit about me, but because this program, the main reason I wanted to put it out was to support women through the whole journey, right? Not just, okay, here's a program, have fun with it, see you later, bye. I wanted to make sure I was there for everyone going through. And so what did you feel about the support that I offered in the program?
Oh my gosh, it was so beautiful and wonderful. And Jennifer, you just have a heart of gold and so much love to give and so much wisdom. And it's not the kind of course where you just get sort of a rote roadmap and just this basic formula that doesn't resonate, because I've tried a lot of courses too. And I can say that this course, I mean, I cried when it ended because I loved it so much and it was never a struggle to do it. And your presence and your guidance, you were so available and so present. And I could feel your love coming through, even through Zoom, it
Yeah.
was beautiful. And I just feel like I had a trusted friend guiding me through this course, and someone who had walked the walk too. That's the other really challenging thing, at least it was for me. I saw lots of different doctors, both east and west and everything in between. And it was like, this was the first time I felt like someone actually really cared about me and
Mm.
got to know me and was there for me. So I can't say enough praise about how you facilitated the course. It was so wonderful and so generous. I would say also you were generous with your time and your care and your compassion and your advice. And you really thought about the questions that I asked you, and you gave me an answer that actually worked. It wasn't like just throw the same answer at everyone. It was an answer tailored for me, and it was support tailored for me.
Mm.
So I just loved it. I'm so thankful.
Oh, thank you so much. That really warms my heart because I want to truly help women feel better, and that you sense that during the program. And I honestly, Renee, I definitely consider you a friend. I felt like we were there going through it the whole 6 months, and it was so nice. And when you said you cried at the end, I cried too, because I know how special the end of the program is. I put my heart and soul into the end of it to just close everything, and that you felt it. So,
I did.
okay. Discombobulated now. I'm like,
I'm
oh, that was so nice to hear,
sorry.
because that was my vision for the program, was to really change women's lives going through menopause and perimenopause. Okay, just a few more questions if I can remember them. Oh, right. So there's a lot of fear and doubt and almost this anxiety feeling of joining a program like this. What would you say to someone who's really interested in the program, but is afraid it's just going to be like everything else?
I would say if I could join this program with how limited I felt at the time and how really spread so thin on in every aspect of my life. Excuse me. Um, if I could join this program and I could get past that fear, I think anyone could. And I would just say, take the leap, because really, when you're in this position, what do you have to lose?
Mm.
And you have so much to gain. And you said you want to change women's lives, but sorry, throat tickle, of course, when I'm being filmed, but
No rush.
you said you wanted to change women's lives, but from my perspective, you've changed a little boy's life
Mm.
who could hardly leave his home because of the stress and the fear that I think because I was not in a healthy state, I was perpetuating to my very sensitive son. You've changed my marriage by default. I have shared, I walk around and people think I'm my daughter, which I don't have a daughter, but they think I have this long lost daughter because I'm just feeling and looking and just being a different way in the world. And I can say that that is because of you, Jennifer, and your beautiful program. You've put so much love and thought and guidance. And I was thinking the other day, it would just take me a lifetime to pull this together on my own. And am certain I would miss some of these beautiful pearls of wisdom that you have in this program. So I would say if you're afraid of joining this program, let those fears go.
Mm.
Step out in faith with an open heart, and you will get everything that you hoped from this program and so much more.
Aw, thank
It's
you.
true.
Well, I think that actually answered my final question too, is do you feel, because I already know the answer, but I have to ask it, do you feel this program changed your life, Renee?
Oh my gosh, so much so. So much so. I feel I am a completely different person than when I joined this program. And this wasn't years ago. I think it was was it 6 months
6 months
now?
ago.
Barely 6 months, 6 months. And I have gained a lifetime of perspective from this program.
Mm.
And I can't wait to see how all of the things that I've learned that I'm just absorbing in, and they've had these profound changes just from like first pass, and trying to incorporate them into becoming a lifestyle. So this hasn't been that long, and so many profound changes have happened for me that I can't wait to like touch base in 6 more months and 6 more months, because I think that this program that you've developed, and it's really like you sharing yourself and your wisdom. Let's call it a program, but really this is like Jennifer sharing her gifts with the world. I can't wait to see how those gifts play out in my life and what I can do in the world moving forward.
Oh, you have so much to give now, Renee. As I've always told you, you are full of love, you're full of light. You just needed to get your energy back so that you could have the time and the energy to share your gifts.
Mhm.
And I am so grateful for letting me guide you through the program. And I love how you say program. It's really just it feels like that. I was in a place where I was suffering so much with physical symptoms, emotional symptoms, and Ayurveda literally changed my life, transformed it. And I wanted to just share what I did. And for it to come together in such a beautiful program and to have it change women's lives is the best feeling in the world. So I will let you go. Your son is probably waiting for you right outside the door. And,
It's
thank you.
upstairs. I'm surprised you couldn't hear him. He sounds like he's having a dance party up there. So hopefully he is.
Uh, thank you so much, Renee. And well, it's not the end because I get to see you every month on the monthly group calls, which is great.
Well, that's the other thing, Jennifer. You're so generous. All of us were like wondering how we were gonna miss you, because we feel like you are my friend and I miss you, and I don't get to see your smiling face and hear your voice. And then you said we get to have these monthly calls forever, which is, who
Yeah.
does that? I mean, that is beautiful and it's so wonderful. It's just creating so much beauty and connection and love between all of us that experience your program. So
Mm.
I'm just full of gratitude for it. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Renee. So
Mhm.
much love to you. And I will see you on the November monthly call.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
bye.
Thank you.